Hey guys, what's up? It's Fern. Thank you so much for joining me for another Planty video. Today I'm going to be going through the plants that I have been appreciating the most throughout the month of June. Yes, we are due for another monthly favorites. So this is June favorites. I'm going to be uploading this around the first day of summer, so happy summer. But I am wearing a winter outfit right now because it's 12 degrees outside, so that's how my June is going. But despite the weather being cooler and there being minimal sun lately, my plants are growing pretty well. Like, I'm pretty impressed, and that's, you know, mostly due to the fact that I have grow lights and cabinets, etc. So thank goodness for those things. This is one of my favorite videos to film, so I cannot wait to take you through the plants. I actually had a really hard time choosing this month. I feel like I say that every month, but especially now since so many plants are growing and giving me beautiful new leaves. I have some plants in bloom. So normally, my goodness, I had like 11 or 12 plants on my list, and I try to narrow it down to 5 every month. However, I allowed myself 6. I think for the growing season, I will allow myself 6 on my favorites because it's just so hard to choose. And I think that in these videos now, I'm actually going to be adding in, after my favorites, just the plants that are blooming right now, just so I can document it and show you guys, and we can just, you know, check that out together, because that's always cool to see. So even if those ones aren't on my favorites, I'll still be showing anything that's in bloom in my home right now. And I am also going to be continuing with featuring a favorite like Planty product or item in these videos as well, like 1 or 2, whatever I've been loving for that month. So that's going to be the layout. I hope that sounds good to you. Before we admire these plants together, I am going to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor. Today's video is kindly sponsored by Ritual, which may be familiar to you as the multivitamin that I have been using. I've spoken about it before. They have launched a new product called Synbiotic Plus, which is a 3-in-1 prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic, which is meant to help support gut, digestive, and immune health. I'm so grateful that Ritual is sponsoring this video because I already know I love their products, and I know how important gut health is to our overall well-being, so I've just been so happy to be trying this out. Synbiotic Plus is comprised of prebiotics to support the growth and activity of beneficial bacteria in the gut. Probiotics, which are live microorganisms, are included to relieve bloating, gas, and mild and occasional diarrhea. Lastly, the postbiotic provides a fuel to the cells that make up the gut lining and supports gut barrier function. Ritual uses 2 of the world's most clinically studied probiotic strains with 11 billion CFUs to help support digestive health. You just take 1 daily capsule, which are essenced with mint. I love taking Ritual products because of the minty freshness. So good. The capsules are also delayed release, so they're designed to go all the way down to your colon and not just stop in your stomach, because your colon is the ideal environment for probiotics to thrive. You don't need to refrigerate them because of the moisture controlled bottle, which is so nice. You can just leave these on your counter wherever you're gonna see them if you're like me and need a daily visual reminder. Synbiotic Plus and Ritual are here to celebrate, not hide your insides. That's why they're offering you 20% off of your first month with my code WF20. That's 20% off your first month if you click the link down below in the description box and enter the code WF20 at checkout. Thank you so much to Ritual for making today's video possible, and now let's hop into my favorite plants of June. Okay, so this month I actually have 3 philodendron on the list, so I hope you like philodendron. I'm just gonna start off with those 3, and then after that, the rest of the plants are a little bit more diverse. Okay, so I am going to start off with, oh my goodness, this is just so beautiful, my Philodendron SP Silver. Oh my goodness, this leaf, oh, it is so pretty. Okay, so this is obviously the newest leaf on this plant, and it's actually still hardening off. It hasn't completely finished developing yet. But this new leaf has unfurled over the past few days. I was actually away camping over last weekend, and when I came home, I looked in the cabinet and I was like, my jaw dropped when I saw this new leaf, because I was not expecting it to be this large and just like this perfect. And I know it's not completely perfect, like there is some mild cosmetic damage, but to me, this is mind-blowing. This is perfect, amazing, 10 out of 10. I just like, wow, so beautiful. If you're new to my channel, this was a major wishlist plant for me. Basically, as soon as I saw it, I was like, This plant has every single characteristic that I could want. Like, it's a philodendron, which is my favorite genus. It has like a silver bluey kind of tone to it, which is my favorite color of plant. It's so pillowy, like the pleats in this are so deep. It has so much dimension. I just like, oh my goodness, it's perfect. These are a little bit, there's still, I don't know, there's still confusion about these plants because they can go by Philodendron SP Silver or SP Columbia. There's people that argue whether they're the same, whether they're different. There definitely seems to be like different, there seems to be like variety within this name, because I've seen some that look completely different. And also some of them apparently climb, some of them crawl. I don't really know. It's very strange. If anyone has any info on that, please let me know, because I don't know. I just see so much conflicting information. I'm not sure. But mine is seeming to climb. I was expecting this to be a crawler when I ordered it, but I'm very pleased that it's a climber, just because, I don't know, I'm a little bit more familiar with climbing philodendron and I just like them. So yeah, that's that. But anyways, as you can see, the newest leaf is a little bit more green, but as they harden off, they do get a little bit more of that blue silver tone, and they also turn a little bit more matte. This is like, I guess maybe like a satin matte-ish finish, and then obviously the new leaves come in a lot more shiny. This does grow in my Millsbo tall IKEA greenhouse cabinet, so it gets a lot of humidity, a lot of light. She's in ideal conditions. I feel like this is a quite hardy philodendron though. Like, I'm not too worried about when I have to take it out of the cabinet, just because, well, first of all, it's not velvety or anything. And also, when I ordered this, so I had pre-ordered this and it shipped in January. I got it from North Shore Tropicals, if you're wondering. And I think that she does have some on her website. At least I've seen them a lot. So if you're looking for one, check that website out if you're in, or actually she ships to Canada and the US. So if you're interested. But anyways, back to my story. So it shipped in January, and this was when there was like floods or something that were happening in BC, I think. So my package was delayed. There was something going on Canada Post and my package was delayed. So this was in the mail for, I think, like 5 days, or I don't know. It was longer than it should have been, maybe a week. I can't remember. But it was in the mail for longer than it should have been. And I was concerned about it, but it arrived and it was completely fine. This did not even lose a leaf. Like, there was no yellowing, nothing. It just did its thing, settled in, and then started growing for me. So yeah, I would say that this, in my experience, is like quite a tough philodendron so far. So yeah, I've just been really happy with the way it's growing, and of course it just had to be my favorites because of that new leaf. It is just so beautiful. So yes, that is the first plant and the first philodendron. Now for the second one. Goodness, you guys, there's exciting things happening in the household these days, especially with my philodendron. Okay, so the next one is none other than my Philodendron Serpents. I could not put this on the list because this is one that I've just been checking so much. I've been so excited about just watching this grow. So as you can see, this is the reason that I have been watching this like a hawk and so excited about this plant. It is giving me a new leaf, and this is the first leaf that it has grown in my care, and it looks so beautiful already. Obviously it's not unfurled, but it just looks like it's gonna come out really nicely. Like, I can't see any damage or anything going on with this leaf at all that concerns me. It just looks so good. And this, like, the like pinky color that it has when it's coming out, like, that's so pretty. And the fuzzy petiole, like, oh my goodness, this is obviously like the trait that people really want this plant for usually, is like how fuzzy the petiole is, but it actually does have quite beautiful leaves as well. So I'm excited to just see what this looks like, because this is my only other leaf, which I appreciate her so much because she's putting in the work to grow a whole plant here, and she's obviously been through it. This was an import leaf, so that's the only other leaf this plant has, so I'm just so excited to see what this leaf is gonna look like. I've never seen a Philodendron Serpens in person before, so this is gonna be like my first experience like seeing what just like an undamaged leaf looks like, and I can't wait. This needs to be, once this leaf unfurls, or I could probably do it now. I was waiting until that like came out a little bit more, but I'm going to be fastening it to the moss pole because We already have aerials, so you can see that she's gonna want to be growing into there. Maybe I should do that right now, actually. Let's do that right now. Let's fasten her on because we need to get her attached and going. Okay, I'm gonna be using one of my pins. Now I saw the warnings on my, was it my plant tour video where I talked about these and said that I'm starting to try these out. These are just little greening floral pins. But I did get a lot of warnings from people saying that this can like damage your plant. So I'm just going to, I'm gonna keep using them and like experiment for myself, but I'm just gonna like loosely, because you don't need to have your plant really like squished against the moss. You just need to guide them towards it and then they find it, especially if you keep it moist. So I'm just gonna try to loosely, let's see where I want to go, right here, I guess. The aerial's going like right where the mesh is. Okay, let's try this. So I'm just gonna loosely put this pin in. Oop, there we go. So it's guided towards the pole, but do you see, like, it's not super compressed or anything. So I don't think that's gonna cause any problems, but just something to be aware of. So thank you for the warnings, I do appreciate that. Just a reminder to me to not like, you know, don't just jam them in there. Yeah, so okay, here we go. Starting her journey up the moss pole. I'll definitely be giving updates once that leaf has fully unfurled. I'll probably post it on Instagram, and of course I will show you guys on here as well. But yeah, that just had to be my favorites list because I'm just so thankful to have that plant. Just very exciting. Okay, so the next one, another philodendron, the last philodendron on my list, is one that I don't really show that much, but I have just been loving it, honestly, for the past like couple of months. And that is my Philodendron Burro Marks Variegata. So this is a plant that I've had for almost, well, like 10 months now. I got it at the end of last summer. However, okay, so this plant, let's rewind. This plant came from an import from Indonesia from Root Greenhouse. They kindly sent me a package like, yeah, at the end of last summer, like last July, I think. Graciously sent me a box full of amazing plants, and there was a delay with the shipping. Of course, my luck. It was in shipping for like 10 days. Plus, it was during one of our heat waves, so I was just like, oh my goodness, these plants are gonna be toast. And they kind of were, but obviously I was able to save them. So they finally arrived. They were not looking too hot, but I was trying to rehab them. They were in a bin. I was trying to reroot them, just doing the whole thing. And then a couple weeks later, I was moving. So I was like, oh my goodness, this is so much for these plants to go through. Like, they're just trying to rehab from that experience. And now I'm gonna be moving them again to another city. Like, oh my goodness, what is the best thing to do? I don't know if they're gonna make it. So I decided to cut them all up. So I cut all of the plants up just into multiple wet sticks, which I think was the best thing to do because now I have like multiple plants growing back from those wet sticks. But this was one of them. So they sent me this Philodendron Burro Marks Variegata because I wanted this plant so bad. First of all, I just think that they're so beautiful. I think that this is such an underrated philodendron. Like, I don't know why more people don't have these or talk about these, but the variegation is so pretty. I love them so much. And I used to have one, but it completely reverted on me. Like, the whole plant was green and it was still beautiful, but I really wanted the variegated version. I'm kind of like realizing a lot of plants I just appreciate the green version, but this is definitely one that I just love this variegation. It's so beautiful. So I really wanted one. I wanted to try again, basically. So that's why I picked this plant, just so I could have another crack at it. So basically it's been, you know, almost a year now, several months, and now I have this little plant here. This is such a little cutie. I had it growing from wet sticks for, is this just one? Yeah, this is actually just one wet stick, but I do have others like still in my prop box. And then I also have another one right here. This one has a lot of green leaves, but it does have that 1/2 moon, which is really cute. But yeah, so basically I have multiples of this plant now, and I just love it so much. I think it's so pretty. And I'm honestly just like thrilled that I'm getting variegated leaves out of this. The newest one is green, but I'm not panicking because just one green leaf doesn't stress me out. It's just if there's like more than one in a row, which I think the next one is going to give me some variegation. It's kind of too early to tell, but I do have some new leaves coming in, which is awesome. But yeah, again, I just think that this is super underrated. Mine's obviously really juvenile, but when, oh, there's a fungus gnat on it. But when these are larger, especially like a large bushy plant of this, oh my goodness, so nice. This is definitely going to be one that I just keep chopping and propping because I do just want like a really full, lush pot of this. So yeah, I just thought I would show it now because I've been loving it so much, and you guys can join me on my journey of growing this out now to be a large plant. We can enjoy that experience together. The risk of reversion kind of sucks, but yeah, I'm willing to deal with that to grow this plant. Speaking of reversion, oh my goodness, I have to give you guys an update on my Florida Beauty sometime soon because it's not great. It's not great. Every new leaf that I'm getting is just lime. Like, I don't know how I've potted like 3 or 4 cuttings up into that pot and they're all seem to be reverting. So that's another stressful thing for another video. But anyways, okay, so that is it for my philodendron. In this video, we are going to move on to the rest of my favorites. Actually, the next one that I'm going to talk about was also in this same import order that I saved. So let me go grab it. All right, so this one, same thing, was shipped to me from Indonesia during the heat wave, got stuck in the mail. I'll just show you the plant. This is it, my Alocasia Cupria. Oh my goodness, mind-blowing, right? Mind-blowing, oh my goodness. Okay, so this is a plant that lives on the shelf in my bedroom, and out of all the plants in my bedroom right now, this is the one that my eye is drawn to the most. It is so eye-catching, it is so just like bizarre, striking. The dark foliage, oh my goodness, and how shiny the new leaves come in, look at that. Oh my, oh my. Okay, so rewind, I got 2 alocasias in that shipment. They were leafless, like all the leaves had died off in shipping, and I just had these 2 corms which seemed a little questionable. They were like kind of squishy. I wasn't really sure if they were gonna survive. 1 corm of the 2 ended up surviving, and I wasn't sure if it was Silver Dragon or Cupria, and I was kind of hoping it was Cupria just because, I don't know, it's just, I already have the green Dragonscale, as you can see, and I just don't really see Cupria very much around here, whereas the Dragonscales are becoming a lot more available, so I was kind of hoping that it was Cupria, but I didn't know, so I just had to wait until it grew, and sure enough, it gave out this like cutie little purple leaf, and I could tell right away that it was Alocasia Cupria, and I was so happy that this was the corm that had made it. So I've been growing it back from that corm ever since, like since the fall, I think is when it started sprouting, and it's just been doing so well. This has been such an easygoing alocasia. I've never had it in a cabinet or anything like that. I just grow it in my bedroom, like I said. I did repot this, I think in a video a while ago, and as you can see, it just has such a beautiful network of roots in here already, so it's very happy. I do have this brace on it because it's just so like top heavy, like leaning forward, whoops, heavy. So I tried to take this off and it was still like flopping out of this pot. Maybe I need to pot it a little bit deeper, I'm not sure. But I just decided to just give it this brace, and it's fine. Like, you can't even really see it from the front, so I'm not too worried. But yeah, so it gave me this little tiny leaf first, and I remember just thinking it was so cool and so cute. It's obviously like dying off now, so it looks unwell, but then it gave me this leaf, and I remember just being so shocked by it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the coolest thing ever. And then it gave me this leaf, and again, I was like, no way. Like, this is really starting to look like a Cupria. This looks crazy. And now this new leaf, which, oh my goodness, I can't even believe. Now these can get pretty massive too, so I'm just really excited. Every time this gives me a new leaf, it's just so unbelievable, and I've just been enjoying watching it grow so much. So of course it had to go on my favorites just because, pretty much because of this new leaf. I just get so excited whenever it's growing for me, and yeah, I can't say enough good things about this alocasia. It's just been so easy for me. So yeah. It's interesting that I'm featuring a couple smaller plants on my favorites because I feel like a lot of the time my bigger plants steal the show, because obviously it's very exciting and impressive when our big plants are maturing and growing and everything, but it is nice to give some love to the little ones as well. Okay, so my next one. This is very, very exciting, you guys. Are you ready? Are you ready for it? Ah, oh my gosh, my Monstera Thai constellation, who has not been on my channel in so long, and I get questions and comments all the time for an update on this plant, like how is it doing, did it die? No, she has not died. She is alive and well. She is more than well. Oh my goodness, she's growing, my friends. Now I did make a post in the community tab, and I've posted on Instagram about this plant growing. Okay, so what I posted on the community tab was that I got this new growth point that you can see right here. It's turned into a little baby leaf now that I'm waiting to see it unfurl. So this little growth point came out, and I was so shocked because, well, first of all, this plant hadn't grown in, I hadn't gotten a new leaf on this plant in almost a year, and I was honestly getting to the point where I was like, okay, I might have to replace my Thai constellation, like this one might just be done, like it might just never grow again, because that's honestly what it felt like. Even though it had rooted well and everything, like it has really good roots in this pot. So I was thinking, like, I was just kind of accepting that maybe I would have to replace this plant, which is sad because y'all know I'm attached to this plant. We've been on a journey together. So I saw that new growth point come out and I was shocked. I was like, oh my goodness, I posted it immediately, and I was just so happy to have some new growth happening on this plant. So that growth point is coming out of the bottom cutting, because I have two separate cuttings in this plant. So that happened and I was over the moon, and then a couple weeks later, this happened, my friends. Do you see that new leaf emerging there? Oh my goodness. When I tell you, I was shocked. I'm trying to give you like the best view of it. That's not a good view. Maybe right here. I could not believe my eyes when I saw this coming out. Now this had been looking pregnant for so long, like I'm talking months, but it just was never pushing the leaf out. So I was like, okay, maybe it's not actually pregnant. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just never gonna grow. But now we have a new leaf emerging, as you can see. And what's even more exciting than that, oh my gosh, it's even come out more today. Okay, so this is the biggest leaf, obviously, on this plant. It has one fenestration. Now I figured since this is a cutting, it had to totally reestablish itself. I was thinking that the next leaf I would get, if I was ever going to get a next leaf from it, I was anticipating it to be like more juvenile, and you know, sometimes they put out a more juvenile leaf or two and then they kind of like get back up to speed. So I was kind of expecting that. But this looks like a decent sized leaf coming out, you guys. And there is multiple fenestrations. Like I can see at least 2 fenestrations on this leaf. I don't know if you can see on camera, but there's like the divots, so you can kind of tell where fenestrations are. So yesterday I could only see 1. So I was like, okay, I know there's at least 1 fenestration, but I think I can see 2 today. I'll show you from, wait, which side did I just show you? I can't keep track. Did I show you from this side? I don't think so. But there's definitely, I think, 2 fenestrations, and the variegation already looks so pretty. Like, oh, I just cannot wait to see this. I actually really like the way that my Thai constellation looks. Like, I mean, it's not the most variegated in the world, but it's decently variegated, and I love just like all the different shades. And yeah, I feel like this is like a pretty fair specimen. I've seen some other people's with like a lot bigger sectoral variegation spots, I don't know. A lot more sectoral variegation, I guess. More like, I've seen some ties that almost look like an albo, but with cream variegation. I kind of like how mine is. I don't know. I mean, I just love Thai constellations. If they weren't expensive, I would definitely have more than one, but I've just been trying to grow this one out. Not even for financial reasons, just for like more sentimental reasons than anything. But yeah, I'm just over the moon that this plant is finally growing, and I'm sure a lot of you guys will be happy to see this update as well, because we're all invested in this plant. If you're new to my channel and you're wondering what the big deal is, I've had this plant for 3 years now. This is the first rare plant that I ever purchased, and yes, so 3 years, and this is only how big it is, because it's rotted on me so many times. I've had just a really challenging time growing this plant. We've tried so many different things. I've had to reroot this like 4 or 5 times. I've tried semi-hydro. I've tried, yeah, it's just been a journey. So yeah, I do have a whole playlist if you're interested in seeing the journey this plant has been on. So I'll link that down below. But yeah, that's my update on my Thai constellation, and I just couldn't be happier about it. Okay, so the last one is something a little different, and I know I have shown this plant a little bit recently, but I can't not include it because I'm seriously obsessed. And it is my Variegated Miranda, as you can see, and oh my goodness, even just looking at her on screen, like she just looks so full and lush. Like it's just filling out the pot so beautifully. This looks like a beautiful bouquet or something. I just can't believe how pretty this plant is. So as you can see, not only is she giving me these beautiful, massive, like amazingly variegated leaves. I love when she gives the sectoral patches of cream. It is so pretty, and like the red too. Oh my goodness, this plant is phenomenal. Look at this one behind here. Like how pretty is that? There's just so much variety with the leaves. It is just unbelievable. So not only is she giving me these beautifully variegated massive leaves, but she's also growing like a beast, by the way. Like there's constantly a new leaf or 3 coming in. So not only that, but she is also preparing to bloom, and if that is not the cutest thing, she has 2. And I'm so excited to see her bloom because this is a plant that I actually like the blooms on. Like these are quite cute. They're just like little dainty, usually like purpley flowers. I don't know if I've ever actually had my variegated one bloom, but I've had just a regular green version of this bloom, and yeah, they're just like very cute. I do quite enjoy the flowers on this. So I'm just so excited to see that happening, and I'm hoping it's because she's happy, because I know blooms can be because the plant's stressed, or they can be because the plant's happy. So I mean, I would say she's happy. She's definitely doing amazing. This plant was just giving out like these small little like leaves that just like didn't look that great for a while, and I didn't realize it needed to be repotted. So once I repotted it, which I did in a video like a couple months ago, once I repotted it, it totally just exploded and completely transformed into this beautiful lush plant. So if you have a Miranda that's not doing so hot, definitely check the roots, because I just had no idea she was so root bound. But yeah, I'm just so excited about this plant. I can't wait to see it bloom. I'm guessing within the next few days I'll get blooms opening out of this. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I can't wait for that to happen. I'll be posting photos on my Instagram, so make sure you're following me there. And maybe it'll be in bloom for when I do my July, what is it, July like updates, highlights thing. That would be nice. Then I could document it on there as well. But yeah, just she's doing amazing, and I'm very excited about it. Okay, so I guess that is a good transition for me to go into my plants that are blooming right now, and I can just kind of show you those. Now, some of these aren't like the beautiful, pretty, flowery blooms that we like to look at, but they're just like interesting to see anyways. So I'm going to show them off, and the first one that I have to show you is actually my Alocasia Dragonscale. So first of all, just take her in. Yes, I'm still obsessed with her. But she is blooming, my friends. Look at this. Oh my goodness, so bizarre. So I have never had this plant bloom before. I've actually only had one other Alocasia bloom for me, and it was when I was like just getting into plants. It was an Alocasia Amazonica. Which for some reason that plant liked me as well. But this one, I'm not sure if this bloom means it's happy or means it's struggling, because it has been taken out of the IQ greenhouse cabinet, and although it's been stable, it hasn't been like thriving, doing amazing. So I mean, it's doing great, but it just hasn't been growing as rapidly, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Let's hope it's a good thing. But yeah, it also has some like, I don't know what is going on over here. Like, is this going to be a new leaf coming in? It might be. I could tell that this wasn't going to be a leaf though. It just looked kind of like strange. So I had an inkling that it was going to be an inflorescence, and sure enough it is. So just interesting for us to see and for me to document on here. So I just wanted to show that off to you. And then I have another one that's very cool, but again, not like a pretty bloom. I do have one pretty bloom to show you though, so we'll do that one at the end. But the next one that I'm going to show you that's in bloom is actually my Philodendron Silver Sword, which blows my mind. I cannot believe that this plant is blooming. I've never had a philodendron bloom for me before, so let's just go take a look. Okay, this is actually perfect timing for me to film this today because this has just opened up like today. It just started coming out yesterday, but oh my goodness, it is like almost fully out today. Do you see that? Oh, that is just so bizarre. Like, oh my goodness, can I do anything with this? Like, can I I don't know. I don't even know. This is just like so crazy. I have never had a philodendron bloom before, like I said. It's not really something that is super common with philodendron as indoor houseplants. It's more something that happens in outdoor conditions or in the wild, obviously. So I was just like so shook when I saw this happening. Look how weird that looks. So I just had to show that to you and document that. Yeah, just something I've never seen before or had happened before. I'm sure I'll get comments of people saying that their philodendron do bloom for them, no problem, but it's just not something that I've had happen or that I think is super common. So yeah, very, very cool and strange. Okay, so I think that this is the last one I have to show you that's in bloom in my home right now. I did just have blooms on my Hoya Croniana Silver, but they have just fallen off, so that's not an active bloom anymore. However, there is another peduncle, so I probably will get blooms on those again this season. But I do have a Hoya that is in bloom right now. Well, it only has a couple that are open, but they just opened yesterday, and oh my goodness, first of all, this is my Hoya Pretty Eye. I've never had this bloom before. This has just been a really great growing year for this plant because it used to be just have these sparse vines happening, but this year it's just like exploded, been shooting leaves out on these vines, been giving me new tendrils, and it's just been doing amazing. So I've been excited just to see the new leaves growing in on it, but I also got my first blooms on this plant this year as well. So let me show you what they look like. Again, only a couple of them are open, and these just opened yesterday. They're all kind of in like various stages. Okay, wait until this focuses. There we go. They're all in like various stages. As you can see, those two are open. Oh my goodness, they are so cute. And then we have those two, which are about to open. And then we have a few that are just like more immature. So they're not quite as mature as the other ones that have opened. But oh, I was just so excited. Oh my goodness, it's hard to show because there's tendrils everywhere. Yeah, I was obviously just so excited. You guys know I love when my plants bloom. I just get, I get emotional, honestly. So yeah, just totally made my day yesterday seeing these open. I don't think that they really have a smell yet. There's only these two of them. Maybe like, I don't know, it's too hard to tell. Maybe I'll smell once they're all open. At night, I think, is when they are the most like scented. But yeah, these are just, oh my goodness, so cute. Let me actually get a better look at them. I haven't, oh yeah, they're so pretty. Like they really do just look like little flowers with like another little flower in the middle. It's so stinking cute. And then I actually have another peduncle that is going to, looks like it's going to turn into blooms for us as well. So we'll get another set, which is very exciting. I'm just so thrilled. It's so satisfying whenever our Hoyas bloom for us, isn't it? Shout out to the orchid mist. Also, I should say regarding that orchid mist, I know I have received several comments on my plant choice video about asking for an update after I've used that orchid mist, the DIY one, for a little while on my Hoyas, and I will be giving an update. So no worries there. I will let you know how it's going and how my experience is with that in the next like month or two. So yes, I will be giving an update. Okay, so lastly, I guess that brings us to my favorite Planty product of this month, and it has to go to my Dragonfly Clips, you guys. I am obsessed with these. Let me show you what I'm talking about, what they look like. So they are just little clips that look like dragonflies. These are little plant clips. I just got them from Amazon. They came in like a pack of 100, and you can use these to secure your Hoya on trellises. Actually, let me show you one of my Hoya that I have these on. So here's my Hoya Mathilde to be our model, which first of all, she's looking amazing. But you can see she does have a couple of these dragonfly clips on her, and how cute is that? Oh, I just love them so much. It just gives like such a whimsical little touch to your plants, and you don't have to use these just on Hoya on trellises. You can put them on your vining plants. You can, I have one on my Monstera albo, like on the vine as it's climbing up. Just like you can use them functionally like this, or you can just use them as like little decor. So I'm kind of using them both ways. I did see this on, oh my goodness, what's her Instagram called? Her Plant Stories on Instagram, which I love her Instagram page, by the way, so go check her out if you have not yet. But that's where I first saw these, and I immediately purchased them, like immediately, because just so freaking cute, honestly. So very excited about those, and I just can't wait to like put them on every single plant basically. All right, so I guess that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Also, don't forget, if you are interested in trying out Synbiotic Plus, make sure you click the link to check out Ritual in the description box. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. It really helps me out, and make sure you're subscribed for more planty content. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!